All right, welcome back to the Career Build Series, episode number 57. So as you can see, we're rolling backwards in our car. And so let's just continuing off right where I left off last time. And so we're going to go ahead and hopefully finish up this car. Not too much left to be done here. And so we should be able to get that rocking and rolling. So a bunch of stuff figuring out here, but we should be able to get that going. So left directional, right directional, brakes. Reverse, okay, all that works. Yep, directional going. Okay, so all that's going. So I have some other stuff I need to work on this car. And so let's get moving on that. So let's see. All right, so one of them is the steering limiter. And so did I put a linear speed in here? I think I did somewhere. So let's find that. Linear speed, where are you at there, guy? I think I put it in here somewhere. Nope, I don't want to do that. Let's go. All right. Linear speed right here. All right. And that will, come on additive paint. That's why. Okay, that's there. All right, so linear speed is there. That's going to be important to have. And then let's see. Let's go into the main controller here. So I want to start working on some of the mechanics of this. So right now, 3 and 4, my shift linkage, I don't want that anymore. So right now, as you can see here, we have 3 and 4 is my shifter. And so let's get rid of you and you and you and you. You and you. Let's go ahead and I want to read a number. Okay, and this is going to go from my seat. This is going to read, what is that? That is channel 4. All right, channel 4 now, and this is going to have a couple thresholds. So we'll have -1, -1. Now I'm going to have to pulse this out, I imagine. Okay, and this will be 1, 1, 1. Okay. What is it? I think it should be a pulse. I think I need a pulse on here. I always forget if I need a pulse or not. Pretty sure I do need a pulse. Okay. All right, so that will now do my shifting, will be the up-down arrows, which I prefer. What is this? Shift down point. So this is if I wanted the automatic transmission, which I do not. I want this to be a manual transmission because manual is what's good. All right, so that's going to be there. What are you? I don't know what you are, so I don't care. Let's look in here. Some things I can change here is RPS, air manifold, fuel manifold, engine, seat, radiator, coolant pump. All right, radiator I want to get rid of. Where you at there, radiator? Gone. Okay. Starter is fine. Clutch, coolant pump. Coolant pump number, I think I'm going to just get rid of. Yeah, I will. Okay, where's coolant pump? Goodbye. Alternator, variable brakes, gear indicator, gears, okay. Gear indicator I don't need or want. Where are you at there, gear indicator? Okay, that's gone too. Okay, good. So that clears up some space because I'm going to need to do some work in here. All right, let's update this. Let's do something before I forget it, and then like later, why doesn't this work? Okay, so right here, so 4 is up down. That's going to be reset 100%. Shift gears. Okay, shift gears. Left right is directional. Both to cancel. Yeah, both to cancel. Okay. That's that. What's this? WS is accelerate core slash brake, AD steering. Okay, steering. All right, so that's done. Nice, 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 and nice. All right, that's good. Let's go ahead and get back in here. All right, so I need... trying to think of the best way to do this here. I'm going to need linear speed in for this. Number input. Let's do this. Okay, let's take another, we'll do a tiny little microcontroller here. Find where I want to put it, probably right about there. Let's see, speed converter. Okay, and this is just trying to save as much space in that panel as possible, so it's a number input, this is a number output. I can do my conversions here. Speed MPH, okay, that's good. And let's do meters per second to MPH. All right, so I need to multiply by 2.237. X times 2.237. All right. So where you at, linear speed sensor? I just saw you there, guy. There you are. All right, so this will go here. Did I just cut out the floorboard? I did. Okay. I put it upside down for some reason. Okay. Nothing's easy. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's now in. That's just floorboards. I can fix that. Okay, that's in there, and I need that because I need to be able to go to... That should be that. I didn't name it because I canceled halfway through typing it. Okay, so we have speed MPH. Port steering. I need starboard steering. All right, starboard steering right here. See how, like, this is my old school way of doing things, letting everything get all clumpy together. So what I'm going to do is these will go right here. And I'm going to move this whole thing so that when they spawn, they are out of the way and I can find them, because that gets annoying, not be able to find anything. All right. So we have that. Let's see. All right, so what we need to do is come up with a function to do the steering. So I need to find port steering, which is right here. Okay, good. That's right here, and so this can go right here. So here's the steering inverter. That's fine. All right. All right, so I did this before on the Mac Pinnacle. Let me see. So I'll just redo it here. So let's go ahead and we're gonna do a function here, and I need at least a 2 function block. So what do we got there? Let's do this one. All right, and so what I'm going to do here is, if we go down here to add-ons, notice clamp. We're going to put a clamp in here, and so this is going to clamp the values. And so let's do that. So what we want to do here is, all right, so the first one is X. That's our input, and then it's going to be... All right, so we have X, Y, and Z. All right, so these are going to set our... So essentially what I want to do is when you're going slow, you want to be able to turn the wheels all the way to 45 degrees. The faster you go, you want to reduce your steering ability. So we can go up to a max of 100 miles an hour. And so I had a function for this, and it was, let me see. So linear speed is going to come in here. And so we'll say that linear speed is, what is it, XYZ? XYZ, yep. So we'll say that's Y. So it will be, let me see. Let's save this. Instead of like just sitting here trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing, let's do this. Let's update this. Let's go ahead and save the car. And we'll do this one. I already did this in the Mac Pinnacle. The 18 speed. So I'm just going to look at it instead of screwing around here and trying to reinvent the wheel. So here's my steering limiter here. Let's actually check this. So seat, linear speed, steering. All right, let me look. I might, you know what? I need more space in that panel, so I'm actually just going to grab this. So let's grab this. Where are you at there, guy? Is that it? That's it. Copy that. Okay, let's go back. So this will be a separate panel. This will give me actually a lot more space to do stuff because I need that main panel. I still have a bunch of stuff I need to do in that, so I don't want to screw it up here. Let's quickly color it so I don't have to do it later. All right. Let's get in here, and then because I have suspension, I can't just flip that wheel upside down. So let's go steering, star, and then we'll add port on this one. What did I just do that for? Okay, that's fine. Number, output. Okay, and so that will be our port steering there. All right, so I'll go through the formula in here and show you what this is. So yeah, the seat comes in, that reads channel 1, which is AD. And then we have the linear speed sensor come in here. And this is in, this here is in, what do you call it, meters per second. And then I have what's a turn rate limiter that I can adjust. And so this lets me adjust it. So if we look at the formula here, so we have AD coming into X. We have linear speed coming into Z. And we have turn rate limiter coming into W, okay? And so if we look at the function, so it has X is whatever value X is. Then we have the clamp. And this clamp here is, that is the, what do you call it? That is the lower limit. So this is going to control the lower limit. I'm actually going to change this formula up. So this is controlling the lower limit of how far the wheel can go one direction. Actually, no, okay. How far the wheel is going in one direction. So what it's doing is it's clamping. So this side's negative, so that allows it to go negative. That's telling me that the lower limit is a negative number. And it's going to be, so we'll start with the multiplication here. So Z times W. Z is the limiter here. Z is this turn rate limiter. And if you look at the number, it's very small. The number is 0.025, all right, is Z. And so what it does Z times W. W is, I'm sorry, linear speed is Z, W is the turn rate limiter. So it would be linear speed times W. So we were getting up to, what are we doing, 48 meters per second in the car. So that would be 48, right? We multiply it, so it would be times 0.025, that's 1.2. So that's not going to work for me because that's too high. But so I need to go up with that. Let's see. So 48 times 0.030. Nope, that's going the wrong way. So let's see. 48 times 0.02 is 0.96. Let's try it one more time. So 48 times 0.021. Okay, so 0.02 is going to be my turn rate limiter here. All right, and so what I do is I take the highest speed we're going to travel, which in this case about 48 meters per second, which is like 100 miles an hour. And so what it does there is it's going to be 48 times 0.2. So 48 times 0.02 is 0.96, okay? So if we look in here, what it's going to do is, so that's 0.96. So it is 1 minus 0.96. So if we did 1 minus 0.96, 1 minus 0.96, that gives us 0.04. So at a speed of, or at max speed, we're going to be able to turn our wheel a maximum of negative 0.04. All right. Now, the same here is, now you notice the only difference between this clamp here and this clamp here is this negative right here. So this is the negative side of the turn. This is the positive side of the turn right there. All right. And so really simply that works. And then I just need a function here. Simple, negative x. So the faster we go, the less we're going to be able to steer, essentially. That's all that is. I probably confused everybody with that, but this isn't a perfect system, but it works reasonably well. All right, let's go ahead and plug this in. So I need linear speed sensor. Where you at there, guy? Right there. This is going to be steering starboard. Right there. And this is going to be steering port. Right there. And then I need to plug in my seat. And my seat is, where you at there, guy? Right there. Okay, so let's take this for a little drive. And you'll notice this will limit how far the wheels can do. And in real life, this is done by gyroscopic forces. You know, the faster you're going, the less likely you're going to be able to move your wheel all the way. So let me actually turn on the power here. Okay, something screwy because this isn't working for me now. Let me try some stuff here. Let's go turn the engine on. Okay, let's start moving. Okay. Alright, so something's up. I can't steer at all right now. Alright, let me check, see what's up. Why this is working. Alright, so steering's going in here. So that's steering, seat data, seat data. Let's check that. That's port, that's starboard, that is linear speed. Something's screwy up in here. I have to fix this. Alright, it works in the Mac Pinnacle. I have to see why the heck it's not working now. So we have linear speeds going in. Turn rate limiters there, 0.02. Channel 1. And that's negative for port. Okay. All right, so let's see what should happen. So X is the steering value. That's going to clamp it out at... So let's say we're going 0 miles an hour. Let's do the formula here. So if we're going 0 miles an hour, right? So 0 miles an hour would be Z. So Z times 0.02. So 0, right, times 0.02 is 0. So it'd be 1 minus 0. What's 1 minus 0? That is 1. And so that will limit us to negative 1. What is that here? Okay, I am confusing myself with what that part is there. What is this section here? I'm trying to remember what the hell I did here. What is this formula? Why is this here? That I don't get right there. Oh, okay. That's putting on. Okay, I get what this is. That's the rest of the clamp. So this is that's the X portion of it, and that is the other side. I don't know why I did it this way. I could do this a different way. All right, let me rewrite this formula. I'm screwing this all up and making it more challenging than it needs to be. Let me fix it, and maybe we can learn something together on this. I was just making it more complicated than it necessarily needed to be. The formula is, I kind of just needed a refresher on what my formula was. All right, so let's go here. So we have X, Y, Z. This should work like this. Okay, let's try this now. So X is going to be the steering component. So I want to do a clamp. All right, so X. And then we have the two clamp values. Okay. So this is going to be X is the steering value, and then I need to independently clamp it. All right, and so let's clamp it. So let's go. Linear speed is y times z. And this is going to be a negative. And then we should be able to take this here. So I should be able to simplify this. And that's a positive number there. And let's try this here and see if I get desired results. So that's a little bit simpler. Let's see how we do here. It's just kind of changing the argument on the clamp. Nope, I'm getting nothing. What is going on here? It's like my seat. Okay, so let me trim. So this will tell me if it's a seat problem. All right. So as you can see, the x-axis is all the way -1. And what are you getting for information here from the seat? Steering is 0. Okay. And you're getting steering 0 as well? Steering is 0. Okay. Let's fix this. Let's walk through this and see why I'm having issues. Clamp. Okay, X is our X value. Setting the negative clamp is Y times Z. So 0 times, okay, I know what I have to do. So we have 0 times 0.2 is 0, so that would set it 0, 0. Of course, that would make sense. So it's 1 be -1. Come on, dude. -1 minus x y times z. So this would be 1 minus, try that. Okay. All right, what is going on here, man? I don't understand this. This is being funky weird. That should work, theoretically. I had this working. This works in the Mac Pinnacle. It does. I don't get why it's screwed up now. Okay. You know what? It's not merged. That would be why. Jesus. It's always something simple like that. All right, that would be why it's not doing anything. Is see, now the wheels are cocked. Okay, so this formula is better than what's in the Mac Pinnacle. I was having a little bit of issues in the Mac Pinnacle, so I have to fix that too. But let's center out the trim here, and I'll show you what this steering limiter does. So I can steer full left. All right, so we're not moving. All right, so we're going 0 miles an hour. So remember the formula. So it's 0 times 0.02, which is 0. So it'll be -1 minus 0. So that will give us a maximum of -1. Then we have, if I steer the other way, right, we have 1 minus 0 is 1. That gives us a maximum of 1. There's our maximum. Okay, good. Now we're going to start moving. So let's get moving here. So hopefully I didn't confuse everybody. Some of these things aren't as concise as I would like them to be. All right, so engine is on. Let's upshift. Okay, start rolling. All right, the faster we go, the less steering we're going to be able to do. So when we're going slow like this, we're going to get most of our steering. So this allows us to like maneuver in a parking lot, do stuff like that. As you can see, we're going slow. Now, your car will naturally do this with momentum and gyroscopic forces. So as we're accelerating, now as we accelerate, we cannot steer as much. So it's limiting our steering values. So I'll give you numbers in a second. Let's get up to top speed here. I can actually read my linear speed here. So we're doing 39 meters per second. Let's go up to our final gear. Okay, so that's our top speed now, so I have to readjust it. Okay, so our top speed is now 39 meters per second. So let's do the formula here. So actually, let's do the formula first. So let's do 39 times 0.02 is 0.78. So it's going to be -1. -1 minus 0.78. So that's going to be whatever. So let me do 1 minus 0.78. It's the same the other way too. 0.22. So that's going to mean that our maximum steering angle is going to be 0.22 at max speed. And this is how it is in real life. You know, you don't crank the steering wheel 90 degrees or 45 degrees full right lock when you're on the highway. You do that in a parking lot, but on the highway you only move it a tiny little bit. Well, this is limited. If you often notice your vehicles wobble all over town, that's because you don't have a steering limiter on here. And so this one does it. So now we're going max speed. Let's start steering. Okay, so that's probably too high. So you see it's too high. It's easy for us to spin it. Okay, so let's limit it some more. So what we need to do is increase that 0.2 number. So our max speed is 0.39 now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work the numbers. And so I'm going to do 0.39. And I'm going to multiply that. That's our new max speed times 0.025. That's going to give us 39 times 0.025. That is going to be 97.5. So what that's going to be is 1 minus 0.975. So that limits us to 0.02 steering. So let's try that. So let's increase this to 2.5 and spawn it. And now when I get up to max speed, this should limit us out. Let me grab this again. And I'm just going to click on the seat, and I'm going to zero out the trim here. So get that trim out. That will stop it from doing that every time. All right, so now the steering limiter is going to be more restrictive. All right, and let's go parking brake off, 1, 6. Now shift in a gear. All right, so now as you notice, we're going slow. I get maximum steering, so I can move around a parking lot no problem, just like you would in real life. Now as we accelerate, it's going to limit out how much I can steer. So notice my steering capability is less now. Theoretically, I might have screwed something up. I don't know. Let me check it. Something's up. Let me go. What is going on here? Okay. I have to see why this is doing what it's doing here. So it should be limiting my steering capability here. Could be the suspension that's causing me problems. You know what I did? See how much we're rocking and rolling on the suspension? I decreased the suspension. Okay, so see, I'm at max turn right now, and it's not turning very far from me. That's the max turn rate right there. Okay, so see left? Left is allowing me to go maximum left, but right is doing the right thing, and it's causing... See how right is not as much? Let's fix it. All right, so I can actually do this with some... we can test it. English language, speak, me. All right, let's go constant number. I have to tune this. Of course, there are easier ways to do this, but this is actually not a bad way to do it. Let me just go linear speed up. Oh, I don't want that. You got a keypad. All right, so we have a keypad here, and now I can limit this. So let's test it. I have to check my left and right wheel, make sure I'm doing the right one, negative and everything else. So let's do that. All right, let's spawn this. All right, so currently the keypad's reading 0. That should allow me to steer left and right at full deflection. All right, so the keypad's reading 0. I can steer all the way to the left. I can steer all the way to the right. Perfect, okay. Now let's put in our max speed. Our max speed is going to be, what did I say, 39. So that's simulating 39 meters per second. So it's saying, hey, you're going 39 meters per second. This should be limiting our steering. Left, it is not for some reason. I have to fix it. Okay, right. See how I can't move right at all. So it's limiting my right, but it's not limiting my left. So I have to fix that. So see, this should be limiting it. It's not. So there's something wrong with my formula. I'll check it. I'm trying to get this formula fixed because I wanted to get the Mac pinnacles a little bit better. Let's go back. Let's do 0.2. So let's see if right is less restrictive now. You know what I bet it is? I bet I have them backwards too, but let me put that number in. So let's put in 39 meters per second. Okay. So left is probably still going to go because the formula's still screwed up. Now let's go right. And so see, now we actually can turn right. Before I couldn't. So changing that to 0.25 will give me a little bit of right turn. But it's limited at right. It's not limiting left. So I need to check it to see why. So that's a good way to test it. I could have done that with a constant number too, but this way I can change it. So left is a problem. So let me check this here. I might need two different formulas for left and right, which wouldn't surprise me. So 39. Okay. Why did I just recall it? Oh my god. It's gonna take forever doing it like this. Alright, let's get in there. Alright. 39 meters per second. Alright, let's steer it. Okay, left is gonna be backwards, that's fine. Okay, so it needs the negative in there. I need to fix something in the clamp, so that's why I was testing that. All right, so that's fine. Okay, so this needs to be inverted for port. That's fine. Something screwed up here. So let's see. Something is up here. So let's see. Let's try doing this. That will make the whole value negative. I think that's what I want to do. Let's try it. See if that fixes this. Because left is a negative number, so I didn't put in 39. So doing it this way, you do have to tune it to each vehicle. Okay, so see now we're limited. So that was a parentheses problem. So see how we're limited now? So it thinks we're going max speed. See how it's limiting our turn rate? That will help you with being unstable. So say you're going down here on the map. So this is a classic case, right? You can watch one of the Career Build series episodes of this. So I picked up containers here. I put them on a truck, and I drove the truck, right? And I got to this bridge. And so you're driving down this bridge, right? If you don't have one of these steering limiter systems, it's going to be all over the town because it's too sensitive. The steering's too sensitive. In real life, you have a lot of momentum pushing you forward. It's hard for you to move that vehicle that wants to go forward because it has a huge amount of mass at a huge speed going this way. It's hard for you to change the direction. So also you have the wheels spinning. Gyroscopic forces take over where because the wheel is spinning, any action on that wheel wants to operate at 90 degrees to it. It's the same reason why a gyroscope works. It's the same reason why on a motorcycle, when the tires are spinning, you can lean over and you can lean way over so that your helmet's touching the ground and the bike doesn't tip over. Because the wheels are spinning, they're actually trying to pull the bike back up. And you can feel this with a gyroscope. We used to do this. A lot of our instruments in aviation are the old steam gauge is what we call them. They're all digital now. But they were gyroscopic, and so you'd have a vacuum system would bring air through and it would spin up a gyro. And so it was like a little turbine wheel, and it would spin up, and that was acting like the wheel on a motorcycle. And so what we would do to kind of show people how this would work is you would take a bicycle tire and you put a shaft with a bearing, and you put your hand on either end of the shaft, and you would spin the tire. And now what would happen is as you try to tip the wheel to the right, it would try to pull you back left. So you could feel it, it would pull you left. And that's how a gyro keeps something stationary in three-dimensional space. And so the same thing's going on with a tire, is that tire, when you try to turn left, it's fighting you and trying to pull right. Well, that keeps you stable so that you can't just quickly steer left, right, because you'd end up in the drink. And so that system's on my Mac Pinnacle so that it keeps you so you can drive a tractor trailer. So I can go full left on my AD keys and it will not allow me to turn more than a tiny bit. And so I can still make lane changes on the highway, but I won't run off the bridge if I gently tap my steering. All right, so this is working now. I need to do that testing to figure that out, get that right. Okay, so let's hook the linear speed back up here. So you want to tune this to your max speed. So for example, that tuning of 0.025, let's say we're going faster. Let's say we're going 48 meters per second times 0.025. That's 1.2. So it'd be 1 minus 1.2. Guess what? The wheels would turn the opposite direction. And so you need to find your max speed, and you need to make sure your number does not go above 1. And you need a little bit of buffer. And so you don't want to go too high, or else you're not going to have any steering. So probably confusing as hell, but I'll do a tutorial on just that at one point. I wanted to get this formula fixed, and I think this is a better formula. I didn't want that to take up half the episode either, but it did. All right, let's go. So we do have our shifter set up now how I want it. All right, so see, we're going slow speed. I can still get a lot of steering. I can change direction quickly, no problem. I can steer around obstacles. Now as we're going faster, this is going to act more like how a car would act IRL. So I'm tapping on my left and right, and it's giving me small steering cues. And so I can go down this road at whatever speed we're going. We're going at 38 meters per second, which is, you know, we're talking 90-something miles an hour. And let's see. So I'll work on this a little, tune it up a little, but it is limiting fine. I'm probably able to steer too much. What I think's happening is the suspension. I almost never build on suspension, and one of the reasons is right now the suspension is a little bit too springy, and it's making it like, see how the car is unstable and it's shifting weight, and that's making it very unstable. You actually get this in real life where stiff suspension is often on race cars because you can't take that body roll. It will actually make you unstable because the car is trying to pull itself left or right. And so I'm having that issue now, but steering limiter is in and working. So let's move on from that. I can tune that later. I don't want to spend the whole episode on the steering limiter. Kind of doing that the whole time here. Let's move on. All right, so did the shifter. Shifter is fixed. Steering limiter is now fixed. Let's go ahead, and I need to work on the engine controller a little bit here. Where are we at here? So that is port steering can go. Trying to get as much out of this panel as I can. So I don't need starboard steering. I don't need port steering. I don't need... what else don't I need here? I don't need linear speed anymore. That can go. And battery, I'm just going to move, and now I have a nice open space. Okay, let's do that. Let's reconnect the battery, because if you move something, you have to reconnect it. Okay, sometimes you don't. Battery's on there. Okay, good. All right, so shifter's in. What else do I need to be able to control? Okay, so right now we have this converter here. This converts speed to miles an hour. I thought I just got rid of that. Okay, I didn't update it. No, it's hooked to battery. That's wrong now. Okay. That would be what happened. Okay, battery's going in there. This here is my speed converter. This is going to go directly here to value to display. And that is going to be MPH. And then I'll do a quick conversion. So we're talking, let's say 40 miles an hour. That's 89. So let's go 0 to 90 miles an hour. Let's go to 100. 100 miles an hour. Okay, this is TAC. 0 to, what's my max on this? I think it's 15. What is that? 15, okay. So let's do this. Trying to find another space for this here. Where can you go, guy? What is that? Trying to see where we're at here. Okay, that's that. I'm just trying to find a place to put some of these things here. I need to do another conversion, so can't go there. Okay, where you can go. I have to be careful of that big panel I'd made too. That could probably hide in here somewhere. Let's see. Taking up a lot of space in here. Let's see. Trying to find a home for this sucker that's not in the way. All right. And so this is going to be my converter for my tachometer. All right, there's my tachometer. All right, so we're going to take RPS so I can go maximum of 15. So it's going to be 15. So just multiply it by 200. And so that will give us a maximum of 3,000 RPM visually. It's, just a visual thing. So this will go to there, and this will go to the tach. And that'll be 3,000. That'll be 3,000 RPM. And this will be speed. MPH. Okay, good. Let's try to, I want to get this done. Engine temp, that should be fine. 5. Oil pressure is working. Low fuel is 7. And this is, I'm trying to think what I have, gallons. So gallons, I'll just do G. And then I think this went up to 27 gallons. Vertical, which is pretty normal for a car. Okay, so that's done. These, I want to do additive paint of black because I don't want to see these. I want them to be completely, I don't want them to light up. So those are all additive painted black. Okay, so that will keep them from having backlight. This one I don't want to have a backlight either, so we'll do that. All right, so that has a backlight on it. Let's do empty. Just look like a little bit of a drink holder there. Drink holders there. The 2 back seats. A little bit of detail there. All right, so we have the tachs up. Fuel gauge should be working. That is all working. I need to work inside this engine controller, and we're getting close here to being done. So right now, if I look at my variable brakes, I also have the parking brake in here, as you can see right here. So this just needs to go there. That, and that are gone. That is gone. And then this now works for me for variable brakes. All right, nice. So that now works for variable brakes without, before what was happening was it was putting in a number 1 with the parking brake on. So currently I have 6 as my starter. I don't want that anymore. I want input for the key. All right, where is my stuff coming right here? Okay, so let's see. The starter should be up here. So starter, if the key is going, it should go there. It should go here. And where's my last one? Down here. So that's all my PIDs for my alternator and for my engine. And so that gets rid of that. So now my key is turning on the systems for the vehicle. All right, what else do I need here? All right, so I need to put in a cooling system. I don't have a cooling system in here yet. So let's see, what can I do here? Kind of a little bit light on space for this, but let's see what I want to do here. What is this in the middle? That's center console there. Okay. All right, that's fine. I was trying to find a way to, like, if I could push the engine back. I'm just trying to, I need to get a cooling system in here. I could do it air cooled. Yeah, let's try it air cooling this. See how I can go on that. Let's see. What are you? You are fluid in. You are fluid out. Okay. So I think we'll air cool this sucker. Be more fun, I think, anyway. All right, so there's that. Let's see. Now let's grab this, which is my air liquid heat exchanger. That is air out, air in, and please be fluid out. Fluid out. Beautiful. All right, so my fluid is going to come from the pump through the coolant manifold, through the air liquid heat exchanger. And then it is going to go fluid out back into the pump. This should be fluid in. Let me double check that. Fluid in. Look at that. It's like it was designed by me and it works. Okay, good. This is going to be air out, so we need a ram. So generally in the car, you don't need all that much cooling, especially this isn't screaming. So that's going to be air coming out, and then what I can do is a scoop. And so this scoop here is going to take in air pressure as we move, and that will cool us. So we shouldn't have any cooling issues. All right, let's try to get these panels put away here. Because we're getting close to this being done. I really want to have done this episode. This episode kind of took a little bit longer I had to rewrite the formula, which took me a little bit. How wide is this? What's the length on this bad John? Was that 6 by 2? Okay, 6 by 2. 1, 2, 3, 5. Of course it's a 5. What are you? Are you something that I need desperately? Okay, that is the seat bottom. I'd rather not put it there. What are you? I think this is 6 as well. 6. Let's try something here. 6 by 3. All right, what are you width-wise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would stick. That would go right into the bumper. That's kind of ugly. I don't want it there. Yeah, we're hurting a little in space here. Let me see. These can all go in the back. So what's that? That's 6 by 2 there. Okay, this is what's happening here. So these are getting cut, and let's paint them really quickly. And then these are just going to cozy up underneath the trunk. Okay. Cut these. Okay, hitting the axle there. So what I can put 3 in there. Okay. These are nice because they're only they're driving me nuts though. That they I have the car all the way in the ground, so I can't move it down anymore. Let's go down like this. Okay, so that fits in. Oh, that's hitting the tire. I don't want that. I can't really see it on the back here, so might just say I don't care. Can I say that really? A little bit. Put a couple under the bumper here. Let's start just pushing these and putting them places and move them as necessary. That's the nice thing about having these little 2x is it just makes it easy to hide them. Especially like when I'm doing helicopter stuff, I do a lot of like pass-through panels and everything else because it just makes it easy. Okay. What the hell did I just do? Okay. I have to put that right here. What is going on here, dude? Having issues here. What is in here? Okay, that will fit there. And for now, let's just stick a block there. Let's paint this bumper color, and that hides a lot of that crapola. Good. All right, so those are hidden. Let's grab this one and hide this one. I had it the right way. Let's move it down so we can hide a bunch of these under the trunk where they're not in the way. Actually go like this with this one. Put that there. Yeah, so I love these little 2x. They just make it so easy to hide them. Oh, come on, man. Grab the wrong arrow again. Let's make sure I'm not hitting anything I don't want to there. So this can go in here. And we have one more to hide. And then that whole lighting panel can slot in there nicely. Need to fix a little paint, and I think we're good. We'll go for a little test drive. I do have to tune the steering still. A little bit of it's unstable. The suspension is not helping me out. Probably need to change the damping a little bit on that. That's not, didn't break any connections. We should be good there. Okay, so this here should fit right in the floor pan, and then I just need a 4x spot, which I have. So yeah, let's go down there. So it's nice to get the lights in. Hopefully now, I don't build many cars, and so it's nice to get this kind of done. And now I have a lot of panels I can hopefully use to accelerate that process in the future. So if I want to do some more car stuff, it's pretty easy now. I can just kind of take some panels from this. And just need to color up some of this stuff. Just checking it all, make sure it looks good. I didn't screw anything up there. Okay, and then I just have that 4x2 to hide, which should be able to put right here in this corner. So, nice. And that's the steering controller. Okay. So this came along pretty nicely. Again, that's a big takeaway for me is the ability to have something that will be somewhat reasonable to be able to take these panels and port them into another car build. And so I'd like to do some more cars, some transport vehicles. Okay, good. I can't really see that. That's perfect. All right, and so to kind of end up here, let's go for a little drive. I think we're all set. Famous last words. But, I like to get the point where I can, it's important to me to get the point where I can go ahead and, I still need to do cooling. Okay, let me do cooling here. So cooling pump. Let's do this here. I had it up already and I deleted it, but I'm going to add it back. So let's do number input, output, cooling pump, not cooling pimp, cooling pump. All right. And then that is, so I already have it hooked up. I already have the system made. I just need to replug this in. So what is that? That's shift point right here, I think. What are we talking there? Okay, so this is engine. So if the temperature is greater than 30, it will turn on the cooling pump. Let's just do that for now. What I usually like to do is I like to just put in a pin and keep it at 100, but I'll do that later. So that's in there. So cooling pump is hooked up. I need to hook up the key. So the key needs to go to backlights. I did move panels, so I need to redo all the backlights. Key also now needs to hook to the car there. Where are we at here? We have a new node somewhere. Cooling pump going out. Cooling pump will go to there. That's the clutch for that. I think we're good. And we have some space on there if I need to change. So let's do a save here. Let's go do a quick run. And hopefully we're done on this car and I can use it. I'd like to actually get in some missions. I do need, like I said, I need to tune the steering a little bit. I'm gonna play with the suspension, see if if that's a problem. All right, so now the car starts with the key, steering AD, WS, accelerator, brake, left, right. Is directional, tap both to cancel, up, down, and shift gears. Okay. Let's look through all our gauges. We have tack showing 900 RPM. Showing a speed, but that's because we're gently sliding forward. Engine temperature, oil pressure, fuel gauge. So it's actually over 30 gallons, so I'll change that. I just need to re-index that. Let's turn on the headlights. Let's turn on the high beams. High beams are higher. Let's turn on the parking off. That needs to be parking brake release. All right, let's turn on the hazards. Hazards are flashing front and back. Let's do left directional. All right, let's do right directional. Let's cancel them. All right, let's put it in reverse. I pressed the wrong button because I pressed the old button. There's reverse. All right, nice. Let's go forward. All right, I don't have running lights, so running lights should be on. They're not. So that needs to be fixed. Running lights need to be fixed. Okay, good to know. All right, let's shift up a gear. And so I'm going to drive from first-person perspective and see how stable it is. And my tack is, see I'm wringing my tack out. So we're starting to get a little bit sloppy and swazy here. And we're in max gear, we're in 5th gear, so we're doing 87 miles an hour. Pretty stable. You know, we're trying to go around a turn at 87 miles an hour that we shouldn't be doing at 87 miles an hour. So, you know, I know people say it's slippery all the time. I could grip these a little bit to make it a little less slick. Let's do that. I touched the tires, so I bet you I broke the XML on there. I bet you that's what happened, because this is being more slippery than I thought it was. So these should be like at 1. If they're not at 1, they are at 100%. Let me check them and fix them, make sure they're all good. I'm going to upgrip them even more. Let's see where we get on that. All right. Tire radius is fine. Tire pressure, damping. Damping, I want up more. So stiffness is fine. Let's go damping to like 80%. All right, let me save this, and then I will XML edit the grip, or I'll verify, make sure, see if it got broken. All right, so we're here in the XML, Control F. I want to do grip factor 0.99, find next. Okay, so they're back down to 0.99. Let's go ahead, we'll do replace. 0.99, let's do 3. 2 should be fine. Let's replace all with 2. Let's walk through here. Okay, that's good. Shouldn't be able to find next. Let's go to find, and let's put in a 2 here. Find next, 2. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, those are all good. 2, 2, 2, and 2. All right, good. Those are all saved that. All right, and I'll see you back in game. All right, so this is relaunched. It has the grip up again, so that could have been an issue. Generally, upgripping them to 2 is what I find works well. All right, let's go parking brake release. I need to put it in gear. So this should behave better now. It should be less slippery. I put up the damping. See how like we start to do body roll and then it stops? The faster it stops, that tends to be how damping works. So you see, I'm kind of giving it some rambunctious swerves, and it's not skidding. So when I move the tires or I click on the tires, you can't click on the tires once you've XML edited them, or they'll go back to the standard numbers. So now, as you can see, a lot of people will complain about how slippery the tires are. I agree. The devs should let us use a slider up to 5. Why not, dude? Let us do it, man. That's one of the things I think is low-hanging fruit for the devs. Just let us put the slider to 5. Or, you know what? Make it 5 times as grippy. And so a 1 is now 5 times what it used to be. And then if you want it back to where it was, you do 1/5, so you do, 20% would be what it used to be, and so that's all you need to do. So I'll say this behaves well. What's my speed? There we go. Let's get up to 80. So we didn't lose any speed. Still able to do 87 miles an hour, which is a respectable speed. So see, I can kind of even rambunctiously steer a little bit, and it's not skidding all over town. There's animal. Thought I disabled animals. Maybe not in this save. But I'm really enjoying this car. It's working well. Let's fix one thing, and then I think we're good to go. So let's run through lights really quick again. So as you see, we're already almost out to the oil platform. I can't use that oil platform anymore. I think that's one of the ones causing lag. I have to do a bunch of testing to figure out. But let's do headlights, high beams, hazards. Not hit this boat in the middle of the road. Okay, so hazards are working. I was running lights that were not working, so let's shut hazards off. All right, so the running lights are not working. So let's bring this back. So this is working well now. So grip needed to be fixed, and it is. And this should be the last fix, and our car is ready. All right, so let's do the hazards. Where is it? Right here. All right. I'm sorry, not hazards, running lights. All right, where are we at here? So 5 is headlights. So 5 should be flipping this to on position. Why that isn't doing it, I don't know. So let's see. So I need to figure out why this isn't. So when I flip in the headlights, the running lights should come on. What are my... Okay, so here are my bright lights are at 1. Dim lights are... Okay. Are these plugged in at all? No, these are as well. These are down here. Okay, that's fine. 1.25, 1.25. 2550, 25500. Okay, those are all good. Let's see why this isn't working for me. 5. Okay, is that up? Okay, that's why. It's off the seat. It shouldn't be off the seat. This should be off the panel. All right, problem solved. That was what it was. So I'll leave it like that so I can see the connection better. Okay, that's all that was. So that probably fixed that. So as you can see, it's steering much better now. It is behaving itself. So we should have running lights now. When the headlights come on, tail lights should come on. Oh, come on, man. Reverse. Brake lights come on. Brake lights off. So that should be on. It's not. Okay, what's up now? That's frustrating. Why are you not working for me, man? Okay, this is why. I put the wrong number in. Okay, I put the wrong number in. It's not 5, it's 1. I changed my mind at one point in there. Okay, let's test it now. That should fix it. All right, so we should have running lights now, and then I think we're good. Hey, running lights, brake lights. Okay, I'm not getting darker brake lights. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Why the hell is that not working right? I have to look at this, see why I'm not getting... So my getting brights all the time now. Bright brake lights all the time now. So let's see. All right, if it's less than that, you want to go to brights. All right, so it should be the top if it's all those. And that should be dims like that. So dims should be standard, so 0.25, and bright should be 1. Okay. Bright here should be on. And dim should be there. Okay. Let me make sure I fixed all of this right. So that's x times y. Y is the number. And then you want to divide it by the color. Okay. It could be these. I don't know. I doubt it. No, because I can dim and I can brighten whites. Not sure what is going on with this and why they're not brightening and dimming. You connected? Yep, you're connected. So this is all connected to, if this is less than 0, that should be working. If this is less than 0, turn the lights on. And then that should be brightness. I don't know why that's not doing it. I'll do one quick break test to see what's up. And I'll do it off screen. But hope you guys enjoyed this. This car was fun. Get some, they're not super advanced systems, but some systems in there. All right, so there are my brake lights. Let's shut them off. Okay, so is it just me, or look at the right light? The right light looks brighter than this left light. That looks brighter on the right side. Let's try putting the headlights on. Yeah, the right side's brighter than the left side. So that could be a culprit there. That's interesting. So right side is brighter than the left side. So that's 1. What are you? 1. Dim lights. Bright lights. 1. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this, why this isn't... they shouldn't be different. I don't know why they're different. That's interesting. 25500. 25500. So yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on with this. It's not a huge deal. I won't keep you guys hanging here for this. But I will, I'll look at it at some point. Let me check all these, make sure these are right. Those are correct. Y, x times there, divided by x. Yep, that's all good. Okay, so I'm not sure what that is, but I'll look at it later. Let's actually add one quick thing while we're here. So one thing you get is the... Actually, it wasn't too dark in here. I was going to say put a cabin light in, but I won't worry about it. So let's go ahead and save this. This car is working well. I hope the next episode we'll be able to use it for an actual mission. It's set up nicely for that, and I think that'll be fun. So I'll see you guys in the next one.